Hi, Mark Lee here again. I'm the founder and CEO of IBZen. A lot of things going on during this time of the year, and I just want to remind all the juniors out there. Um, I know it's the holidays and you want to take a break and relax. Go ahead and do that. But there are some things there's one big thing you really need to work on right now, and that's your summer program applications. Um, some of the big ones for math and science have already passed, like RSI. But there are a lot of good summer programs out there, and I just wanted to go over a few of the big ones. Um, and A lot of the big ones are coming up very soon. So the applications will open in January, some of them a little bit later. So you definitely want to start thinking about that, getting all that organized, doing the research, and talking to your parents about it. Parents talking to your kids about it. Okay, so if you're math and science, first of all, when it comes to summer programs, you have to understand that there are literally hundreds of them out there, and I would say about 90%, 98% of them probably are worthless, total waste of time and money. Um, the really popular ones that a lot of people do are the college credit ones. So you can take summer classes at Harvard and actually get college credit for those classes. That's great. You can actually get credit. But number one, it doesn't help you get into Harvard. It doesn't help you get into any Ivy Leagues. Okay, they just don't care about that stuff. Number two, a lot of students would do that to cover GPA weaknesses. Like you goofed off in ninth grade, and so you want to improve your GPA, and so you're taking these classes. It doesn't work that way. They look at the cumulative GPA, the number, and they do not consider those classes. So don't even bother with that. Um, like most things in life, the things that are really worth doing, a lot of people want to do it. They're competitive, they're difficult, but if you work hard at it, plan ahead, and you can definitely do it. If you're an eighth, ninth, 10th grader, uh, do the research now so you know what the application looks like, and then you know what you need to prepare ahead of time in order to get into these programs. Okay, so for math and science, um, there are three really good math summer camps that we always try to get our students into. We call them the big three. So there's Promise at Boston University, there's SUMAC at Stanford, and there's the all famous Ross program at Ohio State. What's great about these programs is that they've been around for a long time, so a lot of the admissions officers know about them. They're very selective, but you're not learning geometry, algebra, calculus. You're actually going to be studying number theory, which is really interesting. It's a really fun stuff in math. It's a really theoretical stuff, and in particularly the SUMAC program, you're actually going to be working on original research, which is great. Uh, Obviously, there's the RSI program at MIT. There's something similar to it called the C. There's a Simons program, and that's actually was created by Jim Simons, the famous hedge fund manager at Rentec. That's also a very good program as well. A little bit easier to get into, but very similar in format. And then there's a bunch of smaller programs you probably have not heard of. There's a program called RISE, RISE, at Boston University, and it's actually a research internship. Um, they don't call it a summer camp. It's a research internship, so you actually work on really good research stuff. Um, there are some great programs in the biological sciences at my alma mater, Chicago, University of Chicago. And one I like in particular, well, there's two. RIBS is a great program. You apply actually in your 10th grade. Um, and if you do well, then they invite you back to work on an original, like a real research project with an actual Chicago professor, and your 11th grade. and so that's really great. If you're an 11th grader now, you can't apply to it. What's really good instead is they have a summer program based where you study computational biology, which is, if you know anything about us at Ivy Zen, we're all about computational biology. We think it's the greatest thing in the world, and that is one of the big avenues where a lot of opportunities are going to open up, and it's become really big. So being able to study computational biology as a high school student, very cool. Um, and looks great on your application. It's one of our best themes. So that's something you want to consider. If you're creative writing, you're a writer, great. There are two programs I want to recommend. There's actually about six or seven that are really good writing programs, but there's two that are really good. University of Iowa, any creative writer in the world knows it's the creme de la creme of writing schools. So their writing program is just awesome, and they host a young writers studio or workshop, and super hard to get into. And I mentioned before about how if you're an 8th, 9th, 10th grader, you want to prepare ahead of time. Iowa's application asks for a 10-page writing sample. Okay? If you just started writing, then you're not going to come up with a great 10. That's a great program. The other program is a writing workshop held by Kenyon College. Great program, great people. Go there, write, and then when you get out, at the end of the program, you actually work on a publication with the students. And so that's a really good program as well. There are several more. Go visit our site, look at our Facebook post, and you'll see a bunch of information about that. I've gone way over my limit, so I'll stop here. Bye.